Episode 6 of the KP podcast. It has begun. How exciting. I said episode 6, didn't I? I fucking knew I was going to do that. It's actually episode 5. I don't know why, but I thought fully that I was up to episode 6. Apparently not. It's probably because part 1 is split into 2 parts because I was a fucking idiot and I accidentally cancelled it halfway through. But that's all good. We're going to roll along. Episode 5. And how are we all? I hope we're all not dead yet because coronavirus is still a big deal. I don't want to ramble on too much about it because I've done it in last 2 episodes. But just a quick update. I actually didn't think I'd be recording today. But I am because I got sent home early. Ooh. That's right. So I got a pretty rough sounding cough, and you're probably going to hear it later on because it's a pain in the ass, but it's literally just a cough. But my boss is taking no chances right now, and he's just go home, see you later. And I'm no way am I arguing with that. See you, mate. So I left, and we're going to review tomorrow and see what's happening. But it's made people crazy, as you've all seen. It's unbelievable the amount of shit people are panic buying and how we're treating each other. I want to say something though. The amount of people who, at least coming into our store, here's that cough. Yeah, the boys. The amount of people that are coming into our store are all kitted up and they're wearing face masks and plastic guards and all that shit. I got a question for you guys. Why are you coming outside? If you are that paranoid of this thing and that worried and you have to protect yourself like that, why are you coming outside? And I know what some of you are saying. You're saying, oh, but Caleb, they might need to go and get groceries and shit. Have you ever heard of delivery services, mate? Because I know for a fact that Coles, at least, will bring your goods to your door for a fee. Now, that fee, probably, instead of spending it on face masks and all that shit, you could have put it towards that fee and not even had to go out that day. We had someone come into our store, and one of my workmates told me this one. They helped him with an item, helped him find something, and the worker walks the customer up to where it is, and the worker picks the item off the shelf and hands it to the customer, and the customer recoiled, right? Recoiled. And keep in mind, this person's wearing full body armor, all right? Nothing's getting in. I don't even know how air's getting in. And, just was so bizarre about it. And when my workmate was telling me that story, I'm just why the fuck is she even coming out if it's that much of a concern? If you can't even touch the item that someone else has touched with your gloved hands, you got problems, mate. Maybe you should just go home and don't come out because we don't need people like you clogging up our queues. You're aggravating. You're all aggravating. Fuck off. Oh, man. Anyway, like I said, I don't want to ramble on about the coronavirus too much, so we'll make that do. Just everyone pull your fucking heads in. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it made me think that, we'd never... it just goes to show how little you can actually trust other people as well. What am I trying to say? It's kind of there's this mentality of well, I've got what I need. I've got what I need, so y'all can go fuck yourselves. And that mentality just goes to show how primitive we all are. That's unbelievable that people are still like that. What was it? I heard a story of someone who bought a trolley full of pasta. A trolley full of pasta. And when someone came up to them and said, hey, could I just do you need all that? Could I have some of it? And they said, oh, it's okay. I left one on the shelf for you. No, you didn't. You didn't leave it for them. You ran out of money is what happened. Because there's no way that in your mind, there's no fucking way that you buy everything. Okay, so there's 100 packets of pasta. There's no way you buy 99 and then say I left one for you. What are you fucking talking about? Why not buy 50 and say I left 50 for you? Hey? Why not? Or alternatively, why not just buy the 100 and say tough tits? Like, why you got to try and take a little bit of a moral high ground on something so minor? I left 1 for you? What are you fucking talking about? You might as well have not... You shouldn't have left any. Fucking ridiculous. Anyways, that's kind of what's going on. Everyone's going fucking crazy. I got to take a bit of a break from it though, actually, because oh, excuse me. Unbelievable. Maybe I should not be talking. Cough's so fucking annoying, dude. It's like, you know, it just sneaks up on you. It just fucking sneaks up on you. And like, you can try and stifle it and all that, but seriously, even like sniffle today, and everyone's just like, brother, get out. I'm like, fucking hell. All right, no worries. Anyway, what I was saying is I got a bit of a respite from it all because we got to go to a bush stuff. How exciting. With my girlfriend and I, a bunch of her mates organised big old party in the bush, and we went camping, and I had a lot of beers and a lot of 2-minute noodles and sausages, because that's what you do when you camp. There's no such thing as water or greens. You get mee goreng noodles, sausages, preferably the cheapest ones that come in the, like, you know, 20 sausages for $5, shit like that. And you get a loaf of white bread, home brand, because there's no way we're forking out for that extra snazzy stuff. And a couple of packs of instant coffee for the morning after. And you just go and you just do it. And we had a ripper time, I think. Okay, I'll speak for myself. I had a ripper time. We were there on the, arguably the quieter day, because we went up on, we went up on Friday, stayed Friday night and left on Saturday at about like 11. And apparently Saturday night was, that was the one to be at. I would have loved to have stayed. Totally would have loved to have stayed. I'm kind of glad we left when we did, though, because it started raining so hard. And if anyone knows anything about me, that's not unusual. If I set foot outside with a tent, as soon as that tent is pitched, it's going to rain. The trip is going to have water involved. I am absolutely certain that I am cursed, because I could go camping in the middle of the desert, in the middle of summer, in the middle of the biggest drought the world has ever seen. Like, literally, you step and the world crunches because of how dehydrated it is. And I could go and pitch my tent where it has not rained for 30 years, and I'll blow up my mattress and I'll lie down and I'll close my eyes. And when I wake up, I'll be underwater. There's no fucking way that won't happen, because it happens every time. This time round, though, thankfully it staved off until the next day. The thing is, we were driving back and like it started to sprinkle when we left. And by the time we got to the highway, it was raining. And by the time we got close to home, it was raining. And it hasn't stopped raining until today, actually. And it's, what day? It's Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. There were 3 days of rain. On and off, yeah, but it was raining. And that's because I went camping. So anyone who's going through a drought, buy me a plane ticket, give me a tent, and I'll go sleep in your village. And then suddenly you guys will be begging for it to stop. The thing is, with that rain as well, sorry, big exhale on this one because it pisses me off. It fucking pisses me off. Let me tell you something about driving in the rain. It's fine. I consider myself a relatively good driver. Not necessarily a safe driver, but a good one. I can keep the car on the road, and that's it. What more do you want to do? The thing is, I'm driving along, and the amount of cars, and keep in mind, it is raining proper. The amount of cars that are driving around in this pretty solid rain with no headlights on is unbelievable. Let me tell you why. Actually, no. Anyone who has a brain in their head knows why this sucks. People who drive around with your headlights off in the rain, what the fuck are you doing? Can you answer that? What the fuck are you doing? Do you want to know what goes through my head when I just barely see a car going by in the rain with its headlights off? I think I need to call Scooby-Doo and the mystery crew because I just saw a ghost car. You know what happens? Think about this, guys. Think about this. If I asked you, have you ever seen a ghost? Your answer is probably going to be the same answer, I would say, if someone asked me, did you see that car driving in the rain with its headlights off? It's either no or I thought I did. Just turn your fucking headlights on, guys. Especially if the rain is getting so bad that we may even need to turn on our hazard lights to help each other see, and you're still driving around like a fucking ghost, okay? I can't see ya. And if I run into you because of that, and we have a crash, and you expect me to be nice, I'm literally going to kick your head in. Because it's so easy. Actually, no. That's the thing. That's the thing about this. I was thinking about it on the way home. The only reason I think so many people do that, because I don't know how you don't do it. It's just, to me, you do it. You turn your lights on when it's raining. I think that, honestly, these people just don't fucking know how to turn their lights on, because the car does it for them automatically if it's dark enough. And I saw some instances actually where a car's headlights, they go through a tunnel, and it would the lights would go on because the tunnel is actually blocking light, and then they go out into the rain again, and there's still UV getting through or whatever. I don't know how they work, but the lights would go off again. And I'm like, you fucking fool! You bought this car, okay? Let's say it's a $20,000 car, $20,000 car, and why'd you get it? Why'd you get it? Is it because of the ABS? Is it because of the traction control? Is it because of the cruise control? Is it because it's comfy as fuck on the inside? Has an LED screen that you can watch your show tunes on? Is that why you got it? I don't care the reason. The reason is, though, how do you not understand one of the most basic functions of this car? I bet you Bluetooth your phone to it just fine. Why can't you turn the fucking lights on? Do you have to say, hey Google, turn the lights on? Fucking unbelievable, dude. And we're expected to believe that people aren't going to panic when you say that they're all going to get sick. They can't even turn their fucking headlights on, bro. These people can't turn their headlights on, and you want them to stay calm during what you consider a pandemic. Hey, the thing about camping as well, I fucking love camping. Just getting to kick back. And I feel like I really kick back. It's not even like an unplug kind of thing where I'm like, oh, I got to get away from technology, or I got to get away from society and all that shit. It's just like one of the most simple holidays. And it's just easy. You just pick a spot in a national park and you just sit there. And like I said in the episode prior, I don't mind sitting around doing nothing. Read a book, play some music, have a beer, just chill out a bit. I'm all for adventurous holidays and stuff, but as far as like a weekend away, I'm not really the kind of guy that's like, oh, let's go to a hotel and just sit in the hotel. Though I've done that before, that's all right. I'm usually like, oh, why don't we just go camping somewhere? And it's pretty good. I always have a good time, even if it does rain and wash us away without fail every single fucking time. The other thing I don't do when I go camping, I always forget to bring a table. And I'm always squatting around the fire or the cooker, squishing my nuts against my board, my fucking pants against my board. And I'm going to have to bring a table next time. And actually, that just reminded me about this time I was camping. This was the first and only time that I've been bitten by a spider. I think this is a pretty funny story, but basically it was just my girlfriend and I, we were camping. I think this was at Mile Lakes. And Mile Lakes is it's 3 hours north of Sydney, bit further. But we had a ripper time there. We spent the first day, we set up at 10, we went swimming and all that, and that was great. However, we had a fair few drinks that night, and it started raining in the evening, because guess what? I went camping, so it has to fucking rain. And it was raining, and I got up in the morning, and I was like dying for a piss. Dying. And it was the early morning, so like, I was going to say no, I was awake yet, there's no one around. I just woke up, and it's like the sun's just rising, so it's like a sort of grey, orangey sort of day with the rain. And I just to get out in the bush, because it was all muddy, and I didn't want to get mud on my feet, I stole my girlfriend's thongs, and I chucked them on, and she's got little girl feet, so of course my big boy feet hang over the edges. It's basically just covering the middle of my foot. No matter though, I'm going out to take a piss, so I walk out in a half cut state, whip my schlong out, and I'm taking a whiz, and I'm still pretty hungover. I mean, not still, sorry, I am hungover is the correct term. And I'm taking a piss, and I just get this fucking burning sensation right on the tip of my toe. I know a lot of you thought I was going to say the tip of my cock, and no, I don't have a UDI. Just on the tip of my big toe on my right foot. It was just on fire. The thing is, I'm still half cut, so I'm not really like, I'm kind of just like, it's nothing. But it gets bad. And I'm like, all right, something's wrong. I'm still pissing, by the way. I look down, and there's this little brown spider just going to town on the tip of my toe, right under the, where the nail meets the, just right under the nail, basically. He's just biting the living shit out of it. And I look down, and my immediate reaction isn't what it should be. I should have been like, oh, shit. No. I look at it for like what felt like an eternity, just watching it chew me away. And then I was like, in my head, I better get rid of that. So I try and kind of like wipe my toe on the ground. Still pissing, by the way. Try to wipe my toe on the ground. This spider ain't fucking letting go, dude. He's chomping on me still, even though I'm like mushing him into the dirt. He don't care. He's holding on. He's chewing. I'm still pissing, and I'm like, dude, this is fucking ridiculous. So I reached down, and I pinched it with my fingers, and poor little spider didn't make it, I'm afraid. But I pinched him with my fingers while still pissing, and then I threw him in the bush. So at this point, I should be concerned. What spider was it, you ask? Fucked if I know. And furthermore, what was my reaction? I finish taking a piss, finally. And I walk back to the tent. I lie in the bed, and Lauren's like, you alright? And I'm like, got bit by a spider. And she's like, oh shit, are you alright? And I'm like, yeah. I think I'm just, I look at my, I'm like, I think I just, and I look at my toe. It's bright fucking red. And I look at it, I'm like, I think I'm just going to go to sleep. I think I'm just going to go to sleep. And she's like, oh, are you sure? Like your toe's looking pretty red. I'm like, yeah, like, I feel fine. Oh, fucking hell. Man. I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, yeah, I feel fine. I think I'm just going to go to sleep and see what happens when I wake up. What? What the fuck was that? Like, I realize, well, hindsight's 20/20, of course. That could have been like the end of me. And I was just like, fuck it. I'll go to sleep and see what happens. And you know what did happen is I woke up and my toe was not nearly as red anymore. But there were like a couple of little prongs where the spider had been biting me on the tip of my toe. But other than that, like, it was totally fine. Like, it hurt a little bit. I was aware that I'd been bitten by a spider, but I didn't feel sick. And I didn't, like, have anything that would make me think, I've been poisoned. So, fuck it. And we spent, like, I think we had another day at that place as well. So, Yeah, that's like the only time I've been bit by a spider. I know a lot of people would be like losing their mind. I think me being so hungover definitely carried me through. Because, I mean, let's be honest, no one fucking likes spiders. So yeah, that was an interesting story. I think it's hilarious. I'll tell you what though, if I ever got bit by a snake, I would have the shits. Because snakes, like, what, you fucking get bit by a red belly and you got 15 minutes to get to hospital. But where do the red bellies live? Fucking more than 15 minutes away from any hospital that I know of. So, yeah, that would suck. I'd rather not get bit by I'd rather not get bit, actually. Before I even finish that, I'd rather not get bit. Stop biting me, okay? Mosquitoes, spiders, motherfucking birds, everything. Stop biting me, okay? I get you hungry. Go and eat something else. I'm a human being. You can take a little chunk, but you're not taking the whole thing. Unlike that spider, he wanted to take that toe home, dude. He was hungry. Oh my God. Speaking of taking bites, oh my God, dude. Fucking hell. COVID-19. Anyway, speaking of taking bites, I gotta tell you this story. It's so fucking funny to me. Does anyone remember 5 Gum? I think Wrigley's made it. 5 Gum. Probably the best thing that ever happened to me in high school was 5 Gum. I used to love minty shit, like Fisherman's Friends and Eclipse and stuff like that. But when 5 Gum came out, I was just hooked on their tropical flavor, which was Pulse. I think it was Pulse. I always get Pulse and Tempest mixed up because one was watermelon and one was tropical. The tropical one was the Duck's Nuts, dude. I remember the first time I had it, I actually, my mate gave it to me, and then that afternoon, I went and got 3 packets. It was that fucking good. Anyways, 5 Gum, I don't know what happened to it, but it went MIA for I don't know. I think it's got to have been at least 5 years. It's got to have been at least 5 years since I have seen 5 Gum on the shelves. But it's made a comeback. I remember I was at the shops with Lauren, and we walked past a rack of it. It was all just the Cobalt one, the mint one, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! If they have the tropical one, I'm gonna shit the bed." Now, unfortunately, no beds have been shat yet because I can't find Pulse. You know what they have done though? Is they've brought Tempest back. That's the watermelon flavor. And they've renamed it to, I think it's called Watermelon Blast now. Now, the thing is, I only saw the ticket for this at Coles. They'd sold out. And for the 2 weeks I kept coming back, I came back almost every day. I work in the center, so I go there, grab a chocolate bar or something, and I always check, and it's always sold out. Well, one day, I walked past, and I see, hidden amongst all of the shitty mint flavour, because their mint one isn't nearly minty enough nowadays, I see 2 packets of the watermelon one. And I went fucking COVID-19 panic buy. None of this, I'm leaving one on the shelf for you out of my 99. I took both of them. I paid for them, of course, but I got them. And I got them, and I was so fucking happy. So happy, dude. I actually walked into work, and this is where the story gets good. I pulled the packets out, and I showed everyone. I'm like, look at this. Do you know what this is? Like I'm fucking showing them a bar of gold. I'm like, do you know what this is? And there were some people who did, and some people who didn't. There was one person who didn't. And it's fucking good. I'm sitting at the lunch table, admiring my booty of 2 packets of Watermelon Tempest and a Peppermint Crisp. And, of course, that's not lunch, but fuck it. I had 2 packets of Watermelon Blast. What more do you want? And I turn to my workmate and I say, hey, man, do you know what this is? And he goes, chewing gum. I'm like, huh. Not any chewing gum, my friend. I gave him the full spiel about how this is the best gum on the face of this earth. And he goes, okay, yeah, no worries. I'm like, would you like a piece? Because I'm generous. I'm giving everyone a little piece of the pie here. I'm like, would you like a piece? And he goes, yeah, sure. Now these pieces of gum. They aren't like extra. You know, extra is like really small bits of gum. These are like the couple of centimeters long, 1 centimeter wide sticks of gum. And I give him a piece, and then I get my own piece, and I'm chewing on it, and I'm on my phone. And he's just sitting there, my workmate. And I saw something out of the corner of my eye that made me question what the fuck's going on. And he's like repeatedly putting his hand to his face. And I'm like, oh, maybe he doesn't like it. Maybe he wants to spit it out or something like that. Not quite. I look over, and my workmate has unwrapped the gum, but he's opened it like halfway. So he's still holding it by the packet, and there's a little bit coming out of the top, and there's bite marks out of it. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And I watched him reach up and take a little nibble of gum. Like, he probably took 3 millimeters. Just like that. And I couldn't contain myself. I had to look at him and say, what are you fucking doing? And he goes, saving the flavor. Bro, what do you mean? It's chewing gum, dude. Oh my God, dude. COVID-19. What do you mean saving the flavor? He's taking bites out of it. Just little bites. And I can't even fucking explain it, dude. And why wouldn't you just stick it in your gob and just chew it up? Why you gotta fucking just do piece by piece? I must say I was pissing myself laughing when he was doing that. And he kept doing it too, even though I said to him, like, why don't you just stick it in your gob? He's like, I'm saving the flavor. All right, fucking, like, it's like a few episodes ago I said people just do things differently. But that's exceptionally different, dude. That's really fucking different. Ugh. I mean, that was... Yeah. Man, I really am under the weather, actually. Like, all this hacking and wheezing, I'm actually running out of the capacity to talk. And I love the sound of my own fucking voice. Don't know if you've even noticed that yet. But, yeah. Actually, I want to tell one more story. We'll do one more story. Bro. Wait, did I tell this one already? I'm not sure if I've told it already. The one about the guy with the headphones. Fuck. Surely I did. No, yeah, I think I have already told it. If not, look, I'll listen back to the last one and we'll just do it in the next episode because there's more to come. By the way, still no fucking boom mic for my mic here, but I found out that I found a place that actually sells them for pretty cheap, so I might be getting one soon. And then we won't have to worry about any of this fucking knocking the mic off shit. Yeah, I think I did mention it. I've got this little fucking book here full of shit. Oh, that's right. Oh, actually, yeah. No, fuck it. I want to talk about this. I came up with this idea. I thought it was good when I was driving back. So me being the white boy I am, of course, I love rap music, of course. But I had this thought about like rap songs like Fuck the Police and Regulate and all that sort of stuff. Very gangster, as it were. I had this thought, like, what if a white gentleman, like not just a white guy, but a white gentleman wrote the lyrics for these? So, like, Fuck the Police is, fuck the police coming straight from the underground, a young ant got a bag because I'm brown. What if they said something like, I don't know, refuse to listen to the constable on patrol, coming straight from the lower end of society. A young Negro gentleman has difficulty because of his ethnicity. Or something like Regulate, they got that, how's Regulate go? Totally butchered it, so white. Fuck. Ah, that's right. It was a clear black night, a clear white moon. Ernest Winchester was on the street courting some women for the evening. He was driving his motor car down the avenue when he happened upon a illicit game of die. Removing himself from the motor car, he approached the illicit action and said, "How do you do?" The gentlemen who were partaking in the illegal activity produced weaponry, and it was at this point that Ernest Winchester was aware he was in a pickle. I am so butchering this. It worked better in my head because I was like listening to one of the songs. I was just like, dude, what if like could you imagine these like the whitest white gentlemen like sipping brandy in front of the campfire? Sorry, sipping brandy in front of a fire in his mansion, white guy, and he's just, you know, what is happening? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Today, I will be sharing with you a story about a girl named Shouty. She was clothed in apple-bottom jeans, and her boots, fur-covered, were on the ground. When she was at the parlour, the whole courtship was paying attention to her movements. And you've still got T-Pain in the background, yeah, with the fucking callbacks like, yeah, you tell him, you fucking tell him. The whole courtship was looking at her actions. Fucking hell, dude. Shorty had them buns in my face. I could not partake, however, as I have abstained. I have abstained in the name of the Lord. But that did not stop me from getting down with the boogie. Dude, it's like that video of the fucking car company. I think it's a car company where they got Daft Punk One More Time and like all the whiteys, and then there's the one old guy in the middle and he's like bobbing. He's doing a little bob and the music's building up with a doo, 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 and everyone's like getting into it. And then instead of like, you know, you let the music play, and then instead of letting Daft Punk say one more time, he jumps in and says one more time, and he's like, one more time. And it's so good. One more time. You probably only got one more time, mate. I bet they only did that in one take. Oh, dude, imagine popping your hip halfway through one of those. Speaking of popping stuff, dude, I'm jumping all over the place here. Have you seen that video of that obese kid, and he's in front of the class, he's dancing around to like some weeb shit, and then he I think he rolls his ankle or he dislocates his knee or something. I'm going to try and find it real quick because holy shit, he makes a funny noise. He's like it's somewhere here, eh? But dude, that kid's reaction, so bitch. You know, like I've hurt myself plenty of times. I have never repeatedly screamed. I may have screamed once. I may have been like, ah! But it's one time. This carrying on the screaming, like you must be fully in pain. And there's some situations I've seen that are fully deserving of that. But like listen to this kid. Bro, I mean, if you saw the video that I just saw, you'd understand why he's doing that. I have never made that noise in my life, and I'm leading onto something here. Like, bro. My leg's broke! Like, dude, the announcement. Where is this kid? He's in here somewhere. I know he is. Fuck it. Fuck it. The reason why I say I haven't screamed much, there's a guy that I work with, okay, and I haven't done any like super major injuries to myself. Like I've cut my foot open once. That was whatever. I've sprained my ankle really bad. Like I rolled it, and it almost, I think I just did ligament damage or whatever. I don't remember. I was quite young, but even when those things happened, first off, the time I cut my foot open, I was jumping off a bridge, and I cut it on an oyster. I actually kept jumping. I didn't give a shit. I was like, oh, fuck it, we'll put a Band-Aid on it later. It did end up needing stitches, which I'd rather not go to the doctors because, like, fuck going to the doctors, man. It's unnecessary. Put a Band-Aid on it. Like, the point is, like, they're probably, like, the two major injuries I've had. Like, I've kicked my ankle a few times and smashed a shin, bumped my knee, like, all that little stuff. And I'm mentioning these because when that happens, I go, like, that's it. You probably hear me go, ah. And I also say fuck a lot. I go, fuck. But that's it. You just go, fuck, and you're done. You've expressed the pain. After that, you just got to feel it. You just got to feel that pain. I whacked my elbow yesterday. Didn't even make a noise. I just sat down and let it go. I bring this up because there's a workmate, and it's so good. He bumped his hand like on a desk, and he just fucking went Burko. Surprise burp there. He went Burko, dude. Like, you might as well have cut his hand off. Is the way it is. The thing that gets me every time, though, because he's not only done it, he's done it twice that I can count, and he just goes nuts. He's like, motherfucker, dude, like that. He's just carrying on. And the thing that he said, and he said it both times, he screamed out, I got it right on the vein. I got it right on the vein. What the fuck do you mean you got it right on the vein? Tell me if I'm wrong. My veins don't have nerves. I wouldn't know if I hit my own vein. I would just assume it was my hand. How do you know? Hey. Hey. How do you know it's on the fucking vein? Can you answer that? I know you can't, because there's no way to know. Maybe you're just carrying on too much. And whatever happened to, just say fuck once. Just go, fuck! And that's it. That'll get it out. Bro, I could literally snap my arm in half, and I would just go, whoa, fuck! And I'd be alright. I mean, it would hurt, but at least the verbalizing of it would be done. You can do it in one move. All this carrying on and screaming and shit. I mean, fair go, that kid, he like fully broke his leg. But if he'd instead of going like, he could have just gone, fuck. Because when you say fuck, he goes from fuck, like brings it down. But if you scream, it goes, brings it up. So you gotta go up, you gotta keep going up, and then you maintain, and then you go down again. Why not just go down right off the bat? Why go up Mount Everest when you could stay at base camp? What, you expecting to see a peak at the top of that? It's raining, bro. Anyway, that's the end of episode 5. I think that one was alright, considering I hacked up a lung halfway through it, and my voice sounds a bit fucked. I think next week it's probably going to be a bit better as far as my voice goes, so thank you for bearing with us through that one, and I'm going to have to get this fucking Instagram page going on. So, yeah. Thanks for listening. Have a sick one. Goodbye.